Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awazi.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awazi. Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awazi.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awazi, let's spice it up. Well, hello.
Good Lord in heaven.
Amen.
That was a lot of running around last minute.
Yes, that's what happens. You guys don't know what happens behind the scenes here on Awazi show, but apparently a lot goes into this.
It'd be going crazy, but welcome to the show. Yes, it's the Awazi show with your girls, Howie and
TG.
We switched it to Thursday a little while ago. I feel like 2 months? A month? I don't even know.
You know what? I think it's been 3 months.
Are you kidding?
Because in November. We switched in November.
Time flies, interestingly enough, but we're very, very happy to have you guys here on the show. As per usual, we're going to be here for about an hour and a half, so do not move a muscle. We got some good music, and we're going to talk about interesting topics.
Lots to talk about in today's show.
For sure. Make sure to hit us up on our Telegram.
Yes, ma'am.
That's Awazi Media, AWAZE MEDIA. It's been another very tough week for Ethiopia.
Yes, it has. And that's just, an understatement. We know that.
That's us putting it lightly.
We know that there's a lot going on. We know that, everybody's, emotional. People are sensitive. It's tough. It's tough.
It's a tough time to be Ethiopian. It feels like we can't really catch a break. Mm-hmm. And so today we're going to unwind a little bit, slow it down, and really have a heart-to-heart and talk about our topic, which we'll let you know in a little bit. We'll go for a track and come back. But make sure to stay tuned in as well as hit us up.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to us.
Awazi Media. You can find us on all social media platforms. Today's Thursday, so feel free to request any throwbacks if you guys are into us playing some throwback music.
Absolutely. And, hit us up. Let us know how your week was. You can send us little voice notes or texts. And let us know how you're doing, how you're holding up overall. We'd like to know.
Yes, ma'am. Let's get to a track from Mary J. Blige, Be Without You, and we'll be back with more here on The Awazi Show. Don't go anywhere. Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awazi.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awazi, let's spice it up. Yo.
What's goody?
Welcome back to the Awazi Show here on ABC 104.7. Yes. So we didn't go into what we're going to talk about in today's show, but we did give you guys a sort of introduction to what we will talk about, yes?
Yes. So we've been reflecting on our week a whole bunch, and we speak English, and I feel like people think because we are the way we are that we're very Western and we're not maybe in tune with everything that's going on in our country. But you have to understand everything that affects everybody else affects us as well. So the mood all around the country is not fantastic right now. To be honest, it hasn't been fantastic for a while. And so even though this is a show where we're very positive and we tell people to, find the light at the end of the tunnel and be positive and everything will work out.
We're also not fake. We're not fake.
Some days is hard. Some days is very difficult to
I think me and
be
TG,
happy-go-lucky.
for a while, I think since we've done radio, even prior to doing radio, together, we've always been very honest about our feelings. If we're not feeling happy, if we're not okay,
Yep.
if we're having a rough day, a rough week,
A rough life.
we're honest about it.
True.
Sometimes we go into detail if we feel like the situation permits it, and sometimes we're just like, guys, I don't feel good. I feel uncomfortable. I'm not really feeling like myself. And this is one of those times where I think collectively we all just don't feel good.
Just as a country, there's nothing to be happy about or proud about. There isn't much. I'm sure there's stuff to be happy about. And so for today, we wanted to take the time out to talk about empathy.
It's a subject that me and TG care a lot about, and even in our personal conversations off the mic, we talk a lot about being empathetic.
And to the point where we're empaths.
I was going to say we've done a show about being empaths and what that looks like, but today we felt like this was a topic that we should definitely dive into.
True, it is definitely a very strong human emotion to not have to be in someone's shoes to understand how they feel. And I was talking about this a couple weeks ago on my social media where I was saying, do you ever experience secondhand happiness where like it has nothing to do with you, it's a complete stranger, but seeing them happy just automatically puts a smile on your face.
Yeah.
It makes you happy, it makes you giddy. You're like, you go, like, get it, I'm so happy for you. I have no idea who these people are. But it's the same thing with secondhand sadness or secondhand, anger and secondhand everything else, where the mood around you will definitely affect how you feel. And when we talk about empathy, that's basically what it is. It's understanding how other people are feeling and moving in a way that is very respectful to their emotions.
I will say this, though. In the same sense that you talked about, secondhand, emotions, experiencing them, you know what I mean, even though they're not entirely your own, I think you have enough space to feel those kind of emotions when you allow yourself to feel your own emotions first. So I feel like if you're able to truly experience happiness, then you can be able to also experience that for someone else.
Yes.
If I can truly embrace my own sadness, I can be able to incorporate, or you know what I mean, like feel someone else's sadness. The issue is when you don't really feel too good about yourself, when you're not really in the best place, you don't give enough room for other people's emotions. You're not sensitive enough to allow yourself to feel other people's emotions because of where you are.
Yeah.
And I've realized that in other people. Sometimes I'm like, why are people not able to understand this? Why are people not able to see this?
Like, is this really a hard concept to grasp? Or how are you processing emotions? In what way do you relate to other people that you don't understand where they're coming from?
Exactly. So it differs from person to person. So if you're tuning in and you're just like, yeah, I'm that kind of person, I'm able to easily, feel feelings and be able to hold feelings, you'd be surprised how a lot of people are unable to do that.
That's a little scary to me.
I know.
I'll be honest with you. And I'm the way that I experience other people's emotions is the reason I don't leave my house a lot. It's because for us especially, and for a lot of people out there, sometimes it's too much. Like, you don't have a way to turn off feeling other people's feelings.
I get that.
Like, you absorb however the world feels around you. It has such a severe impact on how you feel that sometimes you need to detox and stay away from people for a little bit and figure out how you're feeling, because you don't know. You're really feeling what everybody else is feeling instead of your own.
Do you feel that way always, or does the degree of the situation differ for you?
The intensity of the emotions around me definitely they're different.
What I'm saying is that if it's always just a heavy emotion, does it always weigh down on you, or does the degree sort of, like, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't?
Oh no. Whatever room I'm in, whatever situation I'm in, I definitely absorb other people's emotions and tend to mimic them. Yes, it's a survival technique. We'll talk about that some other day. Yes, it's a trauma response, but whatever the room is feeling is how I'm feeling. It tends to weigh on me very heavily. And the more intense those emotions are, like they are right now, for example, the more heightened the emotions are around me, the more it starts to affect me. And so my solution is to run away and hide in my home. I don't want you guys to be like that, but we really need to take the time out to say, how am I feeling? How is somebody else feeling? How do I feel about your feelings? That's the question at the end of the day.
I think it's interesting because when I look at myself, me and TG are both empaths, but I think in
a different
this
way.
situation, it differs. Why I say that is because I can be able to feel other people's feelings, and it doesn't affect my heart. So I can be able to take on your problems, your situations. I can hear it, and I can be able to be like, okay, I'm good. It depends on the kind of person you are. In terms of like, if you're just extra toxic, then
I feel that too. I feel like toxicity that's why I run away from most social scenarios.
That's the part where I cannot handle a lot of that. But if somebody's going through a tough time, you know what I mean, and it's like emotionally difficult, I can be there for that person and it won't affect me. But if it's like you're just an ugly person on the inside, I think that my spirit literally, like you, just wants to run and hide in my house. But empathy is an interesting one.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to say. It's basically being able to emotionally understand how other people feel, to see things from different points of view except for your own. Like, there's your point of view, there's different sides to every story, but to be able to put yourself in everybody else's shoes. When you have empathy, you understand everybody's right a little bit and everybody's wrong a little bit.
True.
But their feelings are valid.
Yes.
And no matter how they feel or what it is they messed up with, it doesn't disqualify them from a life of dignity and respect.
I agree with that. I like that.
And so we talk about empathy to just be like, as a people, as a country, as a continent, it's really, especially because we're so diverse, it's so important to have a mindset that says, this is how I feel about the situation, but I also understand where you're coming from.
And the thing is, empathy doesn't always require words.
It is.
People think that if I'm empathetic, I have to be able to say the right things and do the right things. And no. Sometimes empathy can be silence.
Yes, respectfully quiet.
Like, you can literally just be there for someone in utter silence. And I think as a people, even I just think people in general feel like if I say something, even if they have good intentions, sometimes it comes off just wrong.
So badly.
Like, please just shut up. Like, please. And especially like I use this example in terms of grieving. When people are grieving and they want to be empathetic, they'll always be like, be strong. And child,
don't tell me that.
I can break all the way down right now. Like, just be there for me, whether that means standing next to me, putting an arm on me, like, you know what I mean?
Giving me a shoulder to cry on, just comforting me.
This is the exact example that Caleb Meekins, rest in peace to Caleb, when he was talking about March, 2019, that was a trauma that he, experienced because of, what he's gone through with his family prior to that. And so when that happened, all the trauma of his youth came back.
So he experienced loss in the family due to a plane crash years and years and years ago.
Back in like 1996.
Yes, and then a second plane crash happened in Ethiopian Airlines, and I can see how that can be triggering.
Absolutely triggering. And he said that he found out the news when he was in church. And he was like, I was bawling my eyes out. And literally the guy next to me, like, he's like, I went and like sat like in a pew just by myself. And he was like, and all the guy did was just come and put his hand around my shoulder and just sat with me. He said nothing as I bawled and bawled. And he was like, I can't tell you how comforting that was to me.
That's
to know
so
that he
nice.
was there in silence. And I feel like there's a power in being empathetic and supportive without saying anything. So that's just something I want to put out there, because as a people, we struggle with that.
We struggle with relating to each other. We have a very strong mindset of it's my way or the highway.
Oof.
And if you're not one of us, then you're against us. Like, we have those mentalities that really divide us as a people. So if ever there was a time to stop and be like, this isn't working. Let's learn how to see things from each other's point of view.
Yeah.
Let's learn how to move with empathy and love and lead with kindness, so that the people that are here for nefarious reasons, let me use that word.
Good word to use.
The people that have nefarious intentions will really start to point themselves out when everybody decides to move from a place of love.
And I think this is something, no matter how empathetic you are, I think it's not something that you're like, well, I've achieved it. It's like, you know what I mean? There's always ways in which you can grow and you can improve. And maybe in one way, somebody feels empathy or needs your empathy is not the same way for the next person. So I think the way that we move in this world, being kind to each other, it really does not hurt to be kind.
It doesn't.
So if you're like, it's hard for me to be empathetic, just be kind. You know what I mean? And for me, I think you would be surprised how many people just want somebody to hear them out. Some people just want to vent and just shut up and listen. Some people, you know what I mean, want to cry. Be that shoulder. Some people, you know what I mean, just silently be a supportive person. You'd be surprised how far that goes.
It really does.
And if you're just tuning in, and you're like, what is going on here? What are, you know what I mean, what are y'all talking about? Well, we got the music,
so hot and
we got the vibes, and we got the spicy topics. Awaze. It's the Awaze Show. Make sure to check us out on our social media and our Telegram at Awaze Media. That's AWAZEMEDIA. It's the Awaze. Yes, Awaze Show, y'all. You know what's funny? The time is almost over for the first half of the hour, Mama.
True. We're gonna come back with a different topic, a less depressing one.
Yes, one that actually goes with what's been happening this week.
Yes, so we're moving into Valentine's Day, and we really stumbled on a very funny conversation, and we were like, well, we need to find out how everybody feels about this topic.
I want to find out how you feel about this topic.
Yeah, same, right back at you. But we also want to hear what you guys have to say, so please do hit us up on our social media, especially our Telegram. That's AWAZEMEDIA. Talk to us. A listener actually last week sent us a whole presentation. Okay, I'm going to read the whole text.
Go ahead.
He said, as I told you last time, I'm learning public speaking courses held by Jimma University, and yesterday I had a semi-final competition. The good thing is I passed for the final competition successfully.
Congrats.
Yay! And he said, I'm wondering if you guys could give me your comments on my speech. It would really help for my final competition. For me, it's a great opportunity having you guys. Thank you so much. And he sent us a speech. So we're going to watch it off air and give him feedback on how all that is going. And Daniel, congratulations. And
Daniel,
we're rooting for you.
Daniel.
And we will give you all the proper critiques that you need to kill it.
We absolutely will. I absolutely love that. So we'll get back to you guys in the second half of the hour. We will get to a musical break. And again, you guys can hit us up. There's a new segment that me and TG want to start. Mm-hmm. And we think that many of you who are tuning in might be interested. And it has to do with how we want to incorporate more entrepreneurs, more, startup owners who are in the city. We want to give you guys the ability to come and just talk about what you guys are doing, because there's a whole bunch of dope people doing dope things out here.
The whole point of Awaze was get the spotlight and then shine it on others.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll let you know a little bit more about that in the second half hour as well. So do not move muscle.
I need to drink some water because the girl is dehydrated.
Yeah, she got business to handle. We'll be back.
Let's get to Alia Rock the Boat,
nice.
And we'll see you guys in the second half of the hour. Don't go anywhere. Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awazi.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awazi, let's spice it up. Well, hello. Welcome to the second half of the hour.
I like the soft little, well, hello. Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Awazi Show with myself, Ahawi, and my girl, TG.
Hey.
And our silent guest in the studio.
Hey, girl. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Who's
girl.
here last
Hey.
week as well? I hope you guys are tuned in, having a decent enough Thursday afternoon.
You know, because the weekend is coming around.
True. And it's been a very difficult week as well. During the first hour, we talked a little bit about how we're feeling and how we hope everybody's hanging in there and really learning to move with kindness and love first.
Yes.
So that it's easier to solve these things without having extra complications. Let's just put it that way.
But I think these are good tools to just use in life, period.
Yes, practice those as much as you can. If you can help. If you can just be silent and be there for people, that's fantastic. The last thing you should do is make fun or make situations worse.
It's basically, you know, empathy, what you can use in, you know what I mean, in these times. Copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying for the rest of your life.
Live by those rules. We're telling you. We're not asking. That being said, for the second hour,
So there's this topic that has been coming up as of late. And I was like, you know what? I want to hear TG's take on this.
Yeah.
And what it is that apparently there are celebrity couples who are online. I don't know how people are investigating this and following who
people
follows who.
really worry about other people's lives.
And unfollows who? I'm like, y'all have so much time on your hands. First, it happened with Taye Diggs and April Jones unfollowing each other, and people were like, ooh, there's trouble in paradise. Then DDG and, you know, Halle, you know, Bailey. And even Megan, you know, the Stallion and Partisan Fontaine. And everybody's like, wait, they've broken up. If they're unfollowing each other, deleting each other's pictures. And it made me wonder, does social media relationships affect real life relationships, or are they totally different? What is your take on that?
Child, that's a big question. There's like a 17-part answer attached to that, but I genuinely want to know what you guys think. I especially want to know if you've ever updated your status, tagged your significant other on your social media, and announced to the internet, hey, this is my person. So it all starts with there. I think everybody that was dating in high school.
Does it start there?
Everybody that was dating in high school, I promise you, had a Facebook status that said in a relationship with so-and-so. It was a big deal. That's how you made it public. That's how everybody knew that you and somebody was together, is you had to announce it on social media. That's it, period, point blank.
And I think a lot of people still feel that way, TGA.
Yeah,
I think a
I'm
lot
pretty
of
sure they
people
do.
feel like real life is supposed to reflect social media. And to me, that's not the case. If you know me, I'm
You
not
don't
out
know
here doing
a
anything.
damn thing about Howie from her social media.
If you want to know about me, you kind of have to go to TG social media.
Yeah, come find me. But like I said, this is a very complicated question with about a 17-part answer. There are positives to having your real life reflect your social media, and there are negatives. And I've seen a lot of arguments between couples of them being like, well, why aren't you posting me? Why aren't you interacting with me? But I've also seen couples on social media that post each other to a nauseating level but still cheat on each other.
Ooh, that's the one that doesn't make any sense
Aggressively,
to me.
like they got married about a week ago and are on their honeymoon but will still be in your DMs.
See, this is why we say that if you guys think social media is real, you're sadly mistaken.
Evaluate that again. It's not, it's like semi-real, like partially real, where I feel like if there's nothing on your social media about your significant other, it definitely invites people to talk to you.
To question?
Where the times where I didn't have my significant other on social media, I got a lot of messages from men, a lot of comments from men. And it used to bother him. The amount of men that were under my comment section just being like, who are these people? I'm like, I don't know. It's the internet. What are you asking me for? I don't know these people. That's a completely different personality I have on there. But after a while, I did start posting him, and I realized they did back off. And I was like, huh.
I think it depends. Hold on.
She was like, skirt.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Is she?
So I remember the first time I ever posted that I was in a relationship, and it wasn't even a relationship. It was so lame.
It was a lie.
I was like in high school, and it was this guy that I really liked, and I was like, I don't want anybody else to take him. I'm gonna claim my territory, and I sent him the whole like. I was like, oh, I'm married to him.
Yeah.
So we're not even in a relationship, mind you. My dumbass was like, this is a marriage proposal. And so I sent it to him, and he was like, all right. And you would think that I would be like, oh, like, you know, this could go somewhere. But I was so giddy with the fact that he accepted it. And I was like, just in such bliss.
Yeah,
and
you're married on the internet.
we're married on the internet. I was like, ah! So even if people go on his page, they would see me.
Oh, God.
And then people started to ask questions. And I think for me, that's when it started to become stressful. Because people were like, what's going on? What's this? And I'm like, I don't want to define it yet. Like, I just want to be happy. And so I think it depends. Sometimes people back off. Sometimes people just want to be all up in your business and ask more questions.
That's true. As many people as I've dated, my current fiance is the only one whose face is on my social media.
Oh, yeah.
I hinted that I had boyfriends. I didn't actually show them because you're not about to have me out here acting you will not make me a fool. I don't want to get one of those messages that goes, hey girl, I just wanted to talk to you about this guy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I've always been terrified that somebody would recognize them. So, no, I've never showed their faces. It's very recent for me that I'm acknowledging being in a relationship on social media.
Oh, God.
Now we're nauseating. We're all over the place, but we live together.
And the thing is, it's actually very wholesome and sweet,
Yeah.
like the way that you guys post. I remember, guys, I'm going to tell you guys something a little real on my end. I remember there was this guy that I dated, and he was graduating, and I was like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And he's like, aren't you going to post me? Because I've never posted him, and we've been together for a while. And I was like, I was like, if I post you, now it's, you know, everybody's going to know that we're dating.
All my side dudes will go.
Not that there was side dudes. Girl, stop it. But it felt like, oh my God, it's really just going to be out there. And I'm a very private person. And he was upset because he thought I was hiding something. I was like, no, I'm just not that kind of person who displays my relationships on social media. And then I posted him. A few years after that, we broke up. Immediately. Delete it. So there's also that.
I don't want to do the whole post and delete. That's embarrassing. Now you gotta answer questions from people being like, what happened?
People are like, well, I'm like, it's none of your business. And they're like, hold on, we're on season 2, episode 10 of your BS. It is our business. And you're like,
yeah, they're invested. You're right. They need to know. You need to give them an update on what the relationship is.
I want to know, for those of you who are tuning in, what do you feel? Do you feel that relationships, you know, in real life have to sort of, you know, just be equal to what you are doing on social media?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, no, my relationships and my, you know, my own personal life are personal, nobody needs to know? Or do you feel like it hides something? Because the times that we're living in, people will speculate.
I know that. I heard that's right. Shout outs to MT who hit us up on our Telegram saying having a good time with you guys. Thank you for hitting us up.
We appreciate you.
We guys, the rest of you guys can hit us up as well. Let us know your thoughts on relationships on social media, relationships that start on social media, relationships that only exist on social media. There's so many categories to go through. But let's go for a track and we'll be back. You can reach us at Awaze Media. That's AWAZE
MEDIA. And if you're just tuning in, again, you know what I mean? We're talking about relationships, and we'll be back after a musical break. We'll get to, let's get to Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. And we'll be back in a few. Don't go anywhere. Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awazi.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awazi, let's spice it up. What it do, what it do?
Do you remember the time?
Me and TG were talking about how when we start listening to Michael Jackson, we really get into like a zone. I know I do.
True. I have playlist vibes. I don't have playlists. I have, a series of songs I listen to based on the vibes.
Okay.
So if it's lo-fi, it's lo-fi. If it's R&B 2000s, it's only R&B 2000s. If it's reggae, it's just reggae. That's how my days go. But Michael Jackson, I can't mix with anything else.
He's his own just playlist.
Yeah.
He is. Because when I get into Michael Jackson, I can go from Beat It to just like Billie Jean to Remember the Time to like just all of it.
The Way You Make Me Feel was a ringtone for a very long time.
You Rock My World. I was obsessed. And so, yeah, Michael Jackson, shout outs to, forever the king of pop.
Forever the king of pop. Shout outs to Michael Jackson. But welcome back to the Awazi Show. We're talking about relationships, social media, relationships. Do they need to mimic each other? Do you need to be displaying what you got going on your socials? Do you need to keep that stuff a secret? What we doing?
For me, like I've experienced a variety of things apparently in social media. For someone who is not entirely active in the sense that I don't post, relationship-wise, I've gone through my share of things online. TG knows what I'm talking about. That's why she's laughing. There was this guy that I even met online. This is wild, but you know what? We keep it real here.
Continue. I'm gonna let you talk.
We keep it all the way real here. Like, don't laugh at my pain. It's real life. So I met this guy on social media, and I knew of him even, before, but we just never interacted in person. But we got to know each other better online, and I started to actually like this guy. I was like, okay. And he is from where I used to live. And he was like, okay, I'm going to come back home. I'm going to visit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. And then it ended up taking a turn where things just got weird. Like, I was like, I like this guy, but he's being weird. And he was supposed to come, and then he didn't come. And I was like, we're done. I was like, you're not going to
He lives abroad.
He lives abroad, guys. And yeah, so like I said, where I used to live in the States. And then I was like, we ain't doing this. I was like, you're not going to get on all of my nerves. And I have only been doing this with you online. For those of you who are tuning in, don't laugh, because I know a lot of y'all have been in these kind of situations. Hence the term situationships. But I cut this guy off. I was like, stop it. I was like, I'm going to cut you off in the name of Jesus. Get away from me. I was like, we're done. And this guy never left me alone. It's been, I think, about 3 years now? Are we 4 years now?
We'll have a show where we talk about why men don't act right when they can, but then now that they don't have your attention no more, they won't leave.
And this guy went from, it went from that to him, if I don't respond back on social media, will literally message me on all social media platforms, and then eventually will call my phone and be like, I don't think you're getting my messages. I'm like, I am. You gotta leave me alone now. Now that is over. But all of this began on social media, and I'm just like, you know what? Why do we do this? Why does social media have to become all of this? And in this situation, I learned my lesson. Never again.
Never again will I have a virtual relationship.
But I'm keeping it real because I know that there are situations in terms of relationships that people can see themselves in. Whether it's not posting at all, which is what I do now, or whether it's unsure of whether to post, or whether it's a situationship that you have accidentally found yourself in, or maybe it's TG and you know what I mean, it's bliss and it's love and it's all that, and you post like with a heavy degree or with a healthy degree. I think it's good.
True. Look, here's how I treat social media. I think it all depends on who you are and who your partner is. I used to be very toxic. In my early 20s and my teens, I was a very, very toxic individual. And I was in multiple situationships over social media. The one thing I noticed about guys is they won't interact with you publicly. Like, they're not going to be in the comment section or under your pictures or anything like that, but they will be talking to you at the same time.
They'll be in your DMs.
Yes. They like to keep it quiet. So I usually take the cue from them.
Okay.
I go, do you want people to know that I'm talking to you or no?
Oh?
As
You
if-
straight up ask this?
No. I take a cue from them in the sense I see what they do and I mimic what they do.
Got it.
If you're trying to keep me secret, well, I guess I'm keeping. This is toxic me, okay? Don't judge me. If you're trying to be all nonchalant and act like you don't know me on the Facebook streets, on the Instagram streets,
On the Facebook streets.
then that's what I'm doing. If you're being all lovey-dovey, then that's what I'm doing.
Interesting.
I will let you decide how we gonna act for the virtual space. But growing up is definitely understanding that social media isn't entirely a real place.
Yes.
Some people are genuine, but a lot of it is made up. It's the highlights of your life. It's your best angles, your best hair day, your best outfit. It's the best of you, or at least what you try to present.
But honey, it's taken time, I think, for us collectively to understand that.
A lot of people still don't.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm saying yes, but I mean, for a majority of people, it's taken time. It's taken somebody putting them on and being like, hey, this isn't a real deal. Like, this isn't the real thing. Like, people don't look like this. This is how people actually look like, side by side to, like, you know what I mean, what they put on social media.
People don't actually really love each other like that or take care of each other like that. They're just pretending to for like we said, the social media streets. That's a strange place to be in. And once you're in an adult grown relationship, I've seen people never share their significant other and just announce that they're engaged.
Yes.
Multiple people actually lately.
Who are all of a sudden just saying
go
that?
through an entire pregnancy and you had no idea they were pregnant, and they'll be
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
look who just became a mom or a dad, and you're like,
But it's interesting because this is even something that people do on social media, selective posting.
selective posting.
So there's certain parts of my life that I will, share with you, and other parts that are none of your damn business. And I see a lot of that. And I think when people try to go on someone's page and try to be like, what is this person doing? What's up with this person?
What they got going on?
You would be deceived. You would be deceived is the simple way of putting it.
Yeah, I have friends that act like they will post where they're eating at or where they're hanging out at, but they'll do it like several days after it happened. And I'm like, are you afraid somebody's gonna show up?
I think so. I think
That
so.
sounds like you're afraid people are just gonna come find you. What did you do? But that's the only thing you really need to keep in mind. One is the only thing that matters is your real life relationship, not the
Yes.
one that you portray on social media. So it's all about communication. If you can sit down, have a conversation, and say, "Hey, I don't like sharing my personal life on social media. So can we just not do it?" And I understand that people take offense.
Would you take offense if your significant other did not want to post your relationship online?
How long have we been dating? How serious are we? Like, there's so many. That's what I mean. Every relationship is so different. If we've been going out for 2 weeks and you want to post me,
That's childish, mama. I'm talking about, like, you've been in it for maybe, a year.
yes, I will be offended because you are 100% hiding that I exist, because I am a social media person.
Yes.
I am somebody that shares a lot, even though people don't know as much about me as they think they do.
Yeah.
And I give people the impression they know me on purpose. But if we've been together for a year and there's so much, not like even a story about me, I'm be like, who are you trying to hide me from?
You know what people do, though? People will post somebody but crop them out, if that makes sense. Or maybe post them and
I'll
hide
fight
their
you
face.
physically.
You get what I mean? Like, how they
Yeah.
hide the face but you show the body?
That's called a soft launch. That's what that's called.
Oh my God. Why did I never know that?
That's called a soft launch. That's I have a person, but I'm not ready to show you
Is it testing the waters?
what they look like just yet.
Oh my God, this is insane. But you know what? Like, I want to know, even myself, now that I have been I post every once in a while, guys. But I wonder when I am now back in a deeply like intimate relationship, what kind of person I will be in terms of how often I post and if I even will post. Because sometimes I'm like, let me pop up on these people with the ring.
Let me remind them.
Let me remind them that y'all don't know nothing about me. Y'all are gonna see me in this wedding gown and this ring, and that's gonna be a wrap.
Jesus.
You know what? I want to know what you guys think. What do you feel about social media relationships? Should they, reflect real life relationships? Does it matter? Does it not? Would you be in your feelings or would you not take it seriously? Hit us up on our social media, particularly on our Telegram at Awaze Media. That's AWAZE MEDIA. Let's get to another musical break, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll be back with more here. Do not move a muscle. Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire
and TG,
and together we're Awaze.
Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly.
Thursday,
3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics. Awaze, let's spice it up. Alrighty then. Or should I say it in the way of
Ace
Jim Carrey?
Ventura?
Alrighty then.
Wow, she did the face and everything, y'all. Welcome back to the show, you guys. Last 15 minutes. We do got a dip. We gotta get out of here. But we always like to end our shows with a couple pointers on how we reflect on the topics that we discuss every single day.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, just what we learned from talking about these things ourselves.
How we've incorporated them in our life, because me and TJ are transparent. If we feel like there's a certain area where we need to grow, we'll tell you guys that.
Yeah.
If we feel like we're in the midst of healing or just improving or elevating, we'll tell you guys that. But we keep it all the way real, which is something I really appreciate about us.
Absolutely. So for the last 45 minutes or so, we've been talking about relationships and then their effects on social media. Or on each other, I guess so.
Yeah.
Your social media's effect on your relationship as well, and how transparent you should be while using social media. At the end of the day, there's no one answer for all.
Yes.
It all depends on your situation.
Exactly. I think it's a personal thing, and I think it's something you got to talk about with your significant other, because everybody's going to be different. And I think if you expect your relationship to look like others on social media, you're gonna be in your feelings a lot.
Yeah, let's not do that whole competition thing that we do with our money, with our clothes, with everything that we do. We compete on social media to be like, oh, I have the best version of this. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't keep your relationship safe from that, I promise you it will have an effect on it later. What I will tell people is the 3 or 4 things that I absolutely hate seeing on my newsfeed. I hate it. Don't post it. Don't nobody want to see that. First one is people that post prematurely. Let me put it that way.
What do you mean?
I don't want to see 67 photos of you and your new boyfriend just for you to have to delete everything and then a couple months later post another 67 pictures of another boyfriend or another girlfriend.
I think there's some lessons that, okay, you might not learn the first 1 or 2 times, but you gotta learn sometime.
Yes, as an adult, how are you not embarrassed by it? It's embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing.
Yes.
Like, when you're absolutely certain of a person, then go crazy. Or at least when you have some sort of confidence that it's going to last. Posting prematurely is unnecessary and unwarranted, and it's embarrassing for you in the long run. So don't do it. It's not necessary.
I understand, though, TGA, that sometimes
you're just excited?
And people can embarrass you out here. You can be like, yes, and the moment that you're sure and you want to post, you're going to be embarrassed.
That's what we mean. Just save yourself the embarrassment. Hold off a little, until things get very deep. At least everybody makes mistakes, but don't rush to show who you're with. that quickly.
Okay.
And then this is the second thing I hate. Do not post your significant other when you know damn well you cheat. And everybody knows you cheat. We all like, there's this girl that I feel like I want to slide in her DMs and be like, hey sis, I'm coming to you as a woman.
Because you think she doesn't know?
She does too. She does.
Oh?
She's okay with it, I think. Or that's
She
what I
has
get
to know. She has
That's
to
what I
know.
hear from other folk.
A woman's intuition is strong. To some degree, she knows. She might not have evidence.
Why do they keep having photo shoots like with the outfits and like everybody knows you guys don't like each other. So who are you lying to, yourself or us?
I know.
We're confused.
It's a tough one.
Just want to know. And third, I don't want to hear you complaining about your significant other on social media.
Oh, I had a friend. Okay, she's not a friend. We went to high school together. Let's be real. We went to high school together, and very pretty girl. Ended up, getting married to this guy, had a whole bunch of kids with this guy, beautiful children, beautiful, like Blasian children. Oh yeah. And then separated from her husband and literally just posting, all the drama, all the toxicity, fighting online, going back and forth. There, even other intimate partners ended up being a part of the arguing. All for this to go on for about a year and a half, and then they got back together.
Oh,
and they were like,
no.
shut up. Y'all can't say nothing. This is our business. I was like, I am tuned in to episode 4. You know what I mean? Season 2 of your BS. What are you talking about?
I've been scrolling for ages.
I've been invested, child. So what I'm saying is, you can't sit here and be dramatic and then be upset when people come back and are asking you questions.
Really don't air out your dirty laundry on social media, because I know it feels like we're your friends, but we're not your friends. This ain't real.
We really actually don't care about you. I'm gonna be
at all.
honest.
I'm so sorry. Please don't put yourself through hell for people. None of those people care about you. I promise you. So don't play yourself like that. Sometimes it's important to just sit back and be cool, even if you're not cool on the inside. The social media is a joke, and there's trolls left and right. Don't let them hurt your feelings. Don't give them ammunition. Sit down. Be quiet, deactivate your account for a little bit until you heal.
I actually believe in that. I believe that, if you're excited to post something, give it a day or two.
Sit on it.
Yes. Let it simmer. Because I believe that you might think differently. You might be like, ooh, I was a little too excited, or I was upset and now I'm level-headed. I think that sometimes, don't get too, excited with those fingers.
Yeah, I will heart react and judge you simultaneously. If for nobody else, for me, I'm judging you. I am a very nice person. I will never comment anything negative for anything.
Yeah.
I will just scroll and mind my business, but I am judging you. I want you to remember that.
Me and TG actually have a lot of funny conversations. If you guys ever heard us off air and listen to the way that we just go back and forth, yeah.
I don't say it to you, but I'll say it to Howie. I'll tell Howie. I'll tell Howie. Wow, I don't know if you should have showed us that, but okay.
Oh my God, that's so funny. But we're keeping it all the way real, and we're hoping that, you guys can take something away from our conversations pertaining to empathy, which what we talked about in the first half of the hour, and then social media / real life relationships in the second half.
Yes, sir. Right before we leave, shout outs to Yosef. Who also texted us on our Telegram, said, "What's up, beautiful people? I missed you very much.
We missed you, Yosef.
The last time he texted in was December 9th.
Yosef?
Where'd you go?
What happened?
You okay?
If you didn't know, we did switch to, to Thursdays,
yeah.
drive time. And for the rest of you who are tuning in, and if you're like, what happened to Oaze? We are no longer on Friday evenings. Make sure to tell your family, your friends, your loved ones. We have moved to Thursday afternoons, 3:30 to 5. It's drive time. It's perfect. You're coming out of work, coming out of school, and you can be able to hear us on your way to wherever you're going.
Yes, sir.
And with that, we've come towards the end of the show, y'all.
Yes, I have so much more to say on how to use social media better, but we'll do it some other time. As usual, stay hydrated, make good decisions. Awazi out.
Bye.
Hey y'all, it's your girls Fire and TG, and together we're Awazi. Catch us every Thursday. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Thursday 3:30 to 5 p.m. on 104.7 EBC FM.
Come for the good music and stay for the spicy topics.
Oaze, let's spice it up.